The great news now is that Cambridge Pre-U is being accredited by QCA subject by subject, and indeed the diploma structure itself has now been signed off. And the important thing to stress at this stage is that Cambridge Pre-U is being accredited as distinct from, as an alternative to, existing provision 16 to 19. And I think we need to stress the three major ways in which Cambridge Pre-U is a distinct alternative, in terms of stretch, in terms of size, and in terms of structure. In terms of stretch, we're talking about a qualification which will have a grade above the new A star at A level. So it will be able to identify and reward real excellence across an entire qualification for a candidate. In terms of size, the syllabuses subject by subject are slightly larger than A levels, but there is a gain in terms of the fact that without modular exams, there'll be more teaching time anyway. And in terms of structure, these are linear qualifications being assessed altogether at the end of a 2-year course. So that together makes this, as a qualification, a distinct alternative within the 16 to 19 provision. Now, when we began the development a year and a half ago, there was a great amount of goodwill and a fair amount of scepticism because of the perceived risks involved in a new qualification. And they were about whether QCA would accredit a new qualification for teaching in state schools, whether universities would accept it as an alternative to existing provision, whether students of more moderate and lower ability would be able to cope with the new qualification, whether linearity was a cultural step too far in a modular world, and whether in an English educational context talk of diplomas was simply sort of alien. And interestingly now, within the last few months, the talk increasingly has been about uncertainty and change and concerns about A-levels, about provision generally in 16 to 19, and the talk of reviews in 2013, coming up to 2013. And increasingly, the reassurances that people were seeking about Cambridge Pre-U are being answered, are being satisfied, and there's a sense that Cambridge Pre-U will be one of the fixed features in a world of otherwise uncertainty and change in the next 2 years. If we look at some of the issues with QCA accreditation, it's happened, it's happening subject by subject, and there is that reassurance now that it will be available to a wide range of schools.